G'day. Doing a painting based on a meme is a great idea, right? Well, I guess we'll find out. Let's get started by pointlessly doing a paper towel painting that I'll very quickly end up painting over while we delve into the artistic rationale for this particular work. When the news broke that Animal Crossing's release date coincided with Doom Eternal, it kind of broke a certain sector of the internet. Memes proliferated, with people finding all kinds of ways to mash up and remix Animal Crossing's cutesy, wholesome vibe with Doom's the opposite vibe. Like a lot of juxtapositions, it was lots of fun and I wanted to join in. So I've painted this happy little forest scene, and now we're getting started on characters. Busking Doggo, KK Slider, and Tom Nook, the tanuki/raccoon late-stage capitalist whose half-closed eyes always make him look like he's stoned out of his mind.
Okay, you've got Tom Nook.
He's there for the picnic like everybody else. My wife's right, it is kind of cute, but those droopy eyes are just hiding the fact that Tom Nook is a cutthroat businessman whose first instinct when you arrive on his island is to turn you into an indentured servant with the glorified title of resident representative. As you can see from how long it took me to paint those eyes in real time, the painting style I'm using to render these characters is what I like to call punishingly intricate, which is also how I describe the gameplay of Animal Crossing. The game and this painting style put your mind into a state of flow, which is a state of being fully immersed in a feeling of energized focus, full involvement, and enjoyment in the process of the activity. It's apparently also known colloquially as being in the zone. Thanks for that, Wikipedia. You teach me something new every day. In this painting, I'm using acrylic paints. The best thing about acrylics is that they dry quickly. The worst thing about acrylics is that they dry quickly, locking in your mistakes if you don't rapidly fix them. However, this tendency also lets you work in layers, painstakingly adding shadows, highlights, and detail. Very slowly. There's a reason I speed up my videos. In the case of this painting, I'm compressing a solid week of effort into a few minutes. A bit like what happens in your brain during a flow state. While I wouldn't exactly describe flow as fun, it is highly addictive, and Animal Crossing is very much the same. Sure, gameplay revolves around mundane chores that you'd probably resist doing in real life, and it takes hours to get anything done, but while you play, time vanishes, providing players with a sense of pride and accomplishment because of how wholesome it all is. The end result is a game that somehow makes you look forward to paying your mortgage. On the other hand, as far as I can tell, the Doom games are really only about one thing: rip and tear. I say as far as I can tell because until a couple of weeks ago I'd never played it, apart from a glorious 10 minutes spent on the original Doom in 1993 before my dad saw what I was up to and made sure I never played again. My parents seemed to think that Doom was in some way demonic. I can't possibly think why. And now, back in the painting, it's time to put some clothes on this fleshy monstrosity and make it into my wife, or rather my wife's avatar in Animal Crossing. Still kind of comes across quite weird, but oh well. Just adjust her eyes so they look less like they're staring into the seventh circle of hell, and yay, that'll do nicely. Next, we'll paint everybody's favourite overworked town hall employee, Isabel. We'll start by giving her a face and then clothes, and yes, this does feel vaguely uncomfortable, a bit like how Donald Duck not wearing pants gets worse the more you think about it. Let's momentarily disembark this train of thought and introduce my cat to the painting.
Can I have a look?
Doing the painting in this order made sense at the time because of how acrylic paints work in layers, but now I realise that even having the implication of a nude Isabel in this video creates the risk that it might attract entirely the wrong type of audience. In fact, I think Animal Crossing's very wholesomeness makes it a target for the sort of people who enjoy seeing that wholesomeness corrupted. This seems to be less of an issue in games that are less wholesome by design. I mean, it's not like anyone's making lewd images of Doom Guy, or are they? Okay, it turns out they are. There goes that theory. So let's stretch out the hand cramps from what seems like years of adding tiny details and add yet more tiny details. Like this picnic basket, or the same picnic basket repainted, or these shoes, or these fruit that bear a strong resemblance to a healthy, but wait, we finish the scene of a happy woodland picnic and or ecstasy-fueled forest orgy. Whatever they're doing, they're having fun. So let's make our way to the oddly satisfying conclusion of this video, where I pull off a layer of masking and reveal that it was Doomguy all along, and wow, this really hasn't worked out at all, has it? Weeks of painstaking hand-cramping effort have turned into something that looks like a combination of Doomguy, Samus, Master Chief, and Terrible. At this point, I thought seriously about giving the painting a thematically fitting end by setting it on fire, but instead I'm going to have a stab at salvation. After fixing the rips and tears, we'll grab another sheet of contact paper, give it a few loving caresses in the crotch region, add a big blue dongly bit, and get ready to raise hell. It's amazing that after all that detail work, adding just a few minutes worth of fire and flame has made a hell of a difference. Sure, compositionally and thematically this painting is an appalling mess, but I've still gone from visceral hatred to loving the end product. That's the nice thing about art, good or bad is all in the eye of the beholder, and you get to like whatever you like. But I still hope you like this too. As always, thanks for watching.
Oh,